Hey there everyone and welcome to practice. Today we will be exploring a combination of deep, active and passive stretches, holding each posture for a few breaths. This is a slow-paced class, and while I might not cue any, please feel free to modify postures based on your current practice. Flow for you and how you feel today. Let go of the need to perfect a stretch or look a certain way. Embrace how much your body can do for you. I am also going to try and give as little instructions as possible to help you connect with yourself. Let's go ahead and start off this class in a wide-legged child's pose. Big distance between the thighs, walk the hands out as far forward as possible. Rest your torso in between your thighs and breathe. Deep inhales through the nose and deeper long exhales through the nose or mouth. The aim of this class is to relax mind, breath and body. If your mind is reeling with thoughts, it will eventually take a toll on your breath, which will further impact the body by tensing the joints and muscles, which can further lead to you overstretching a super stiff joint and muscle that isn't ready. So I invite you to set your intention for class today, to avoid getting carried away into a spiral of thoughts, and try to practice presence of mind, shifting all focus to the reason you chose this class today. Now prop yourself up onto your fingertips to take the stretch up a notch. Now plant your palms, come onto all fours. Tuck your toes. As you inhale, arch the back, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale as you hunch the spine, push the floor away, float your knees off the mat, gaze down. Inhale, drop the knees, arch the back and gaze up. Exhale, push the floor away, float the knees off the mat, gaze down. 3 more rounds just like that on your own. Now once you're done, drop the knees and come to rest on the belly. Untuck your toes, plant the palms near the chest. Inhale as you peel your chest off the mat for Cobra pose, slight bend in the elbows. Exhale, drop yourself back to the mat. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, chest drops. 3 more times on your own. Now on your next inhale, find a modified upward facing dog with the knees on the mat. Your elbows are completely straightened, chest lifted and shining forward. Breathe. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, push yourself back to a downward facing dog. Find a little foot pedaling motion here on every exhale. Finding length in your hamstrings and expansion in your chest. Now drop both heels to the mat, holding your down dog for a few breaths. Inhale, step the right foot forward out of the right palm. Exhale, step the left foot forward out of the left palm. Come into a yogi squat, palms join near heart center, elbows pushing your thighs open. Stay here for a few breaths. Now plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale as you kick the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it forward in between the hands, drop the left knee. Inhale, swing the arms up to the sky, push your hips a little forward, interlock the fingers, flip the palms to facing the ceiling. Exhale, slight bend to the right. You can choose to keep your back toes tucked or untucked. Now come back into the center. Plant your palms, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale as you kick the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it forward in between the hands, drop the right knee. Inhale as you swing the arms up to the sky, interlock the fingers, flip your palms to facing the ceiling. Exhale, slight bend to the left. Now come back into the center and turn to face the right of your mat. Coming into Skandasana, a deep side lunge on the left. You can place the palms on the floor for support or join them near heart center. Right toes are flexed, facing the ceiling. Now slowly, with or without the support of your hands on the floor, pick yourself up and shift yourself on the right side for Skandasana on the right. Now turn to face the back of your mat, frame the right foot and step it back to downward facing dog. Drop the knees, Toes can stay untucked or tucked. Stack your hips over the knees. Drop the chest towards the mat. Lengthen out your arms forward. Coming onto the fingertips, drop the chin or forehead on the mat for puppy pose. Please feel free to take the traditional approach of placing the palms on the mat instead of the fingertips. That itself is a deep stretch. Now gently pick yourself up, coming into a kneeling position. We are going to be exploring camel pose. Keep your legs at hips width distance. Toes can stay tucked or untucked. Place your palms to support the lower back. Gently roll your shoulders back and begin to bend backwards as far as you can. Keep lifting your chest. Push the hips forward. You can choose to drop your head back or not, like me, if it is too much for your neck to handle. Gently release, coming into a seat Vajrasana. Stay here for a few breaths, noticing how that felt for you. Now you can go back to practicing what we just did, or if you are ready, we will go ahead and attempt a full Ustrasana, camel pose. Come back to a kneeling position. Keep your toes tucked or untucked. Now, if you have a way of approaching this pose as per your comfort, please go ahead and do so. Or just swing an arm backwards to grabbing the heel on the same side. And repeat the same on the other side, bending backwards, maybe dropping the head behind if that feels comfortable. Keep pushing your hips forward, aiming for your hips, quadriceps and knees to be in one line. Gently bring your spine back to a neutral position and come back into a seat, Vajrasana. Stay here for a few breaths. Now slowly on an exhale, take a seated twist to the right. Come back into the center on an inhale. Exhale, take that seated twist to the left. Now come back into the center. Place your forehead as close as you can to your knees. Hold on to the heels with the hands. Toes can stay untucked or tucked. Holding onto the heels, on an inhale, begin to lift the hips off the heels towards the ceiling. Roll onto the crown of your head, getting the forehead as close to the knees as possible for Shashangasana, rabbit pose. Decompress the entire spine. Keep breathing here. Now gently release your glutes back onto the heels. Stay for a few breaths. Now pick your torso up and plant the palms, tuck your toes. Come into a downward facing dog. We are moving into frog pose, Mandukasana. If you need any support for your knees, now's the time to grab the support. Stepping the feet wider than the mat in your downward facing dog. Drop the knees, come onto the forearms for a deep stretch in the inner thighs. Your feet are flexed, toes pointing outward. Breathe. Now frog and butterfly pose are two postures that really get tough when you don't relax. So with each exhale, try to relax your inner thigh muscles. Slowly, coming off the forearms, plant the palms, pick the torso up, bring the toes in to facing each other. So you're in a wide seat now. Release the legs from under, lengthen them out forward in a straddle position. I'm going to do this sideways so I have more space. Both feet are flexed. Inhale, right hand goes up to the sky, your left palm is on the mat. Exhale, slowly begin to bend to the left. Maybe grabbing the left big toe if it's possible. Don't forget to modify using a strap here if this is too much for you. Try to open your chest towards the ceiling if you find it drooping forward. Pick yourself up and repeat on the other side, finding any modification or variation that suits your practice currently. Come back into the center and bring the legs together. Fold your knees. Place the right foot on the left knee. Your left foot is under the right knee. Form a triangle in the center of your thighs. And then begin to walk the hands as far forward as possible for fire log pose. Gently pick yourself up. Switch the legs to placing the left leg on top now, forming a triangle in the center. And walk the hands out as far forward as possible. Gently pick your torso up, plant your palms, release the legs and come to lie down on your belly. Lengthen out the right arm in line with the shoulder. Your right palm faces the floor. Shift your weight onto the right side, placing the left foot or toes over the right leg for a scorpion twist. Your left palm is down for support on the mat, head resting. Now gently come back into the center and switch sides. Release, plant your palms near the chest. And pick yourself up into a seat, lengthen out the legs forward. Now fold a leg outside, foot comes close to the glute, the other leg is lengthened. Begin to rest yourself on your elbows behind, coming in for half hero's pose. Now gently with the support of your elbows, pick yourself up. Release the folded leg and repeat on the other side. Perfect. Pick yourself up and release the folded leg. Give them a little tap. Now we are going to be attempting a full Virasana, hero's pose. Come into Vajrasana where you are seated on your heels. Open the thighs to hips width and sit the glutes on the mat that is in between your thighs. Stay here for a few breaths. Notice how this feels, as this can get a little intense on your knees. And once you feel ready, gently start to tilt backwards as you take support of the elbows and plant the crown of your head gently on the mat. Feeling a deep stretch even in the throat area. Perfect. Now once again, taking support of your elbows, lift the head and torso back up. Release the legs from under you and give them a little tap. Slowly lie down on your back. Fold your knees. Your feet are wider than hips width. Begin to alternate between dropping one knee inward at a time on every exhale. Now gently release the legs, preparing to come into our final resting position, Shavasana. Hands away from the body, palms facing the ceiling, toes dropped to either side. Take one big inhale through the nose and a long sigh through the mouth. Relax. Continue to breathe normally, keeping your exhalations a little longer than your inhalations. Feel the body get heavier on the mat on every exhale. Keep your breath deep and slow as you find stillness. Now gently bring your awareness back to the mat by wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Gently turn onto one side, coming into a fetal position. Stay here for a breath. Now plant the top palm for support and pick yourself up into a seat. Your eyes are still closed. Keep your spine tall, shoulders relaxed. Join the palms near heart center, sealing all energy received during practice. Gently rub your palms. Cup them on your eyes. Open your eyes in your palms. Get used to the light coming in through the crevices of your fingers. And then remove your palms. Thank you for making it to this class. I hope the energy I have passed on to you today was more than just a good, deep, full body stretch. I am grateful for this opportunity given to me to bring this class to you. I will see you soon. Have the best day.